For the holidays or just to stay healthy, nothing seems to be working except frustration. The wait is over. Order your organic detox tea and resolution drops from the Wait Is Over company and start feeling better by shedding pounds. Not all detox systems are the same. Listen to those who have used the tea with fantastic results. Visit her website, totallifechanges.com/4219711 to get all the information you need to feeling better. Drink 2 cups a day, and you too can lose 5 pounds in 5 days. Call today, 954-696-8330, and listen to testimonials about proper weight loss using the tea. Ask about the opportunity to earn $50,000 by Christmas with a Total Life Changes business opportunity. Call today, 954-696-8330, and change your life today. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to Wheels from the Heart with your host, Sabrina. Wheels from the Heart is an official 501c3 that provides cars to hardworking single moms and their children. A car will help a mother and her children drive towards a better life. To donate a car, contact Wheels from the Heart at 844-GIVE-WHEELS. That's 844-GIVE-WHEELS. Now, let's get ready for the messenger of love as she educates, informs, and entertains the needs in our community. Here's Sabrina.
Hi, everybody. If you're out there driving your car, I hope that you're not in too much traffic. My name is Sabrina Barnett, and I'm here with Steve Muschlitz from Wheels from the Heart. It's all about giving back. You know, they say that nobody's ever become poor by giving. So, right? Isn't that so true,
great.
Steve?
What a great statement. That really is
Wheels
true.
from the Heart. Tell us a little bit about the organization. I know you're helping single moms, and it's a great tax benefit, a tax credit for people. Would you just tell us a little bit about it?
Well, Wheels from the Heart's an official 501c3, and we started our Really Plan Action in January of 2014. So that's when we really had all our, let's just say our I's dotted, T's crossed, and we started to provide the cars. So year to date, we've done 38 cars in a little over 20 months.
That's amazing. So I'm a single mom. How do I become vetted for your organization?
You can go on the website, look on to the website.
Wheelsfromtheheart.org, right?
There's an application process. You can send us an email. You can go on Wheels from the Heart on our Facebook account, send us a message.
And it's a great organization, I have to say, because I've seen car giveaways. There's not a dry eye in the house. And more importantly, we have a huge list, and I say we because I've really wanted to get involved, and
You've been great. You've been
donated
a great
lot
fan.
of my time to helping the cause as a single mother. And I have to say that there's if I'm a sponsor, if I want to be able to get a tax credit, how would I be able to get a tax credit? If I want to sponsor family, I have a good heart. Like I started out the show, nobody's ever poor by giving, right?
Sure,
So if I want to say I'm a 7-Eleven or I'm a corporate sponsor, how would I be able to get a tax credit?
You can contact us. You can talk to Ann Payton, who's our executive director. She has 25 plus years in the nonprofit world. She's wonderful. We can tailor and we can make different programs utilizing a car giveaway or some kind of maybe one of your employees, somehow, somebody
Wouldn't
related.
that be great? It'd be almost like an Undercover Boss. Have you ever seen that show?
Yes, I have.
I don't know if any of you have ever seen that show, Undercover Boss, but it would be, I just have a visual of it. Imagine if you're an owner of a couple 7-Eleven franchises, and all of a sudden you have somebody that's working there, but nobody knows about it. Everybody's is in the dark, let's say.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden a car drives up, and the cameras are there, and you see the kids know about the giveaway, right? But the
absolutely.
mother doesn't know about the giveaway, and here she is working at 7-Eleven, taking a bus for 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
And then we can film that. What a great feel-good story for the mother, the children, first off, and also the sponsor that's helping to sponsor a family, right?
Well, it's just a really interesting thing because the car, a lot of times when we donate, it's to a specific cause, and that helps that cause. And all those causes, need help, they need assistance, they need us to come alongside those causes. The one thing is that people are starting to realize more and more as we speak. We spent the weekend at the Delray Beach
that was
Chamber
awesome.
of Commerce Wine and Seafood
What a great
Festival.
turnout.
I can't tell you how many people came up and said, I heard about what you guys are doing.
They've seen the TV show,
met
the radio.
some recipients. I mean, I heard it at our church.
Yes.
And it's just really godly to know that, what God's doing there.
Sure.
But back to my point is, when you give a car, it just opens up so many doors. Children get to go to activities. They get to go to tutors. They get to go to athletic programs. Mom gets a better job. The bus down here does what it can, and it's really on a grid. And if you don't fall within that grid, you got to find a way to get within the grid to get outside the grid.
And when you think about
it,
it's November, and it is so hot.
Still
and it's
hot.
raining. I mean, what do? They stand in the rain?
Yeah.
What's the choice? There's no choice, right?
You look at, I've become a bus stop expert. I can tell you where the good ones are, the bad ones are, and the really bad ones are. The majority of them aren't so good. There's no cover. It's usually just a bench. And, you're sitting there like a sitting duck in a lot of ways, whether it's attacked by the elements and actually,
there's a lot of athletes. I don't even want to say what you're going to say, but I know I interviewed one of the ladies, and it brought me to tears to see that here she is working so hard, wanting to go home to her kids, and she was actually sexually abused, is what you were going to say, right?
Yeah.
So again, if there's anybody out there that is wanting to participate, we're looking for volunteers. Wheelsfromtheheart.org. You can contact us there, or you can go and call 844-GIVE-WHEELS. That's 844-GIVE-WHEELS. And we're looking for volunteers. If there's any sponsors that want to come alongside of us on the TV show or the radio show.
Yeah, and we're getting towards the end of the year. People need tax write-offs. This is an actual direct, instant impact. You give money and a car is donated, and it changes a life. The minute that woman gets those keys, it's a whole new life for her.
Yes, it is.
Basically, you really legally can't, but I like to say, hey, we're going to rip the rear view mirror out of your car because there's no more looking back.
That's right. And that's a great analogy. There really is no more looking back, because at the end of the day and the beginning of the day, they don't have to worry about how they're getting home, if they're safe, if their children are safe, daycare. Some of these women, their kids get kicked out of daycare, and it's not the daycare facility's fault per se. I'm not knocking anybody, but if the daycare closes at 7 o'clock, let's say, and they can't make it there, so
There's
the children are feeling like, my gosh, I'm not wanted.
Sure.
And the mothers are crying. It's really awful. I have to tell you. And people don't realize it. I always say, let's give a voice to the voiceless, right?
Sure.
So you started this Wheels from the Heart. Again, if anybody, any sponsors out there want to become a part of our TV show, part of our radio show, there's a lot of people that call in. There's a lot of people that are watching. We're growing in momentum every single week. And we just did the Food and Wine Festival in Delray as seafood. People just loved it. And they said they've seen you on the radio. They've seen us on television talking about it.
So many people came up and talked about us. And I can't tell you, I bet you I met 50 nurses that all heard about us or had a story similar to some of our candidates, and then when we told them that three of our girls had now continued their education and finished the nursing program because they were able to get a car, they were just so touched by that because, they're nurses.
These women are also hardworking. They're drug-free. They're maybe have been in abusive relationships or whatever, and they were strong enough to leave, and now they're left with children, and they have to support their children. So anybody out there that's listening, if you want to sponsor a family, if you want to donate $1, any amount is appreciated. Wheelsfromtheheart.org, wheelsfromtheheart.org. You can go. And Steve, please tell us, before we've got a couple people that are waiting for a couple callers. Please let us know, what made you start the organization? You were in the car business, right?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your for-profit.
I will, and I just want to make the listeners aware that the women that we work with are vetted. They're vetted by different organizations. Some of these women have been in a program for 2 years, and now it's time to get a car. So we have a saying, it basically is, we're a mid to finish point. I'm not a starting point. I can't, provide a car to someone that's just starting. Not that I don't want to, but in all reality, just like you, myself, all the listeners, if you need oil in your car, you have to go pay for oil. If you need tires or parts or fixing your car, you have to be able to keep the car on the road. So we have to make sure that these cars we give stay on the road. So that's important. But I started my car business in 2004. I started it because as a man, I even felt that, I think that, I bought cars, I love cars, I can do this a little differently. And so I started doing it, and I found that it wasn't that hard. You just give people what you say you're going to do, and
that you do. I have to give you credit.
You under promise and over deliver. I mean, that's what we do, and so I've been doing that. And to your point was, I had so many women refer to me or coming in and, with little money down, terrible credit, couldn't get a car, and, holding 2 babies. I mean, what do you say to a woman with tears in her eyes saying, I need a car? So I figured I had to do something about it, and God opened my heart. He put the right people in my life, and next thing you know, I had a 501c3, and there we go. Charity
awesome.
Came alongside, and now it's just been a purpose for my life.
Sure.
Amen.
So the call-in number is 888-565-1470 if anybody wants to call in during this half hour. Again, the number is 888-565-1470. And the program's Wheels from the Heart. My name is Sabrina Barnett, and you're here with Stephen Muschlitz, the founder. Stephen, tell us a little bit about your for-profit organization. I know that you have something that is max deals for your wheels. What does that mean?
Well, we would like, we always offer more money than any other dealer on a written estimate for their car. So if you bring in a written estimate, I'll
You'll beat it.
I'll beat it.
Max deal. You'll give them a max deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And for a nice car, we pay really top dollar,
So if I wanted to get a car, if I said I wanted a such and such a kind of car, you'd be able to find it for me?
Absolutely. We have relationship with all the manufacturers, a lot of the big dealers. We're able to buy lease returns, corporate cars that were driven by corporate executives with very low miles. I just had a guy from Phoenix, Arizona call me today. Saw one of our cars online, and the funny thing is, his neighbor is a guy I know. It just happened. I don't know how it happened, but we start talking. He said, and a friend of mine that lived here now lives out in Arizona. They're neighbors. They know each other. So obviously that's going to give us a good referral. But here's a guy almost as far away from you could be, except for maybe being in Alaska, and he's going to buy a car from us, sight unseen, through word of mouth, through all the documentation and the pictures and the things we can provide. And our price is better. Even with the $1,000 to $1,200 shipping, my price was still better than anything you could find in the general area.
Well, I think the great thing about Country Club Autos is the name of your company, Country Club Autos. And you can go to a website, right? www.countryclubautos.com.
Yes.
If you go to the website, you'll see the prices. Sometimes people say, is there something wrong with this car? Because the prices are so good. And funny enough, I think you even did something where you raised the price a little bit higher, and people started calling in.
Yeah.
When the price was lower, they automatically thought, well, this is too good of a deal.
Right. A lot of people believe that. They say, oh, this is too good.
It's interesting. The human psyche is really interesting, because it's almost like we don't want to pay more money, obviously, but we always think that if it's too good to be real, it's too good to be real. But in fact, your prices are a little bit lower than a lot of other people's car dealers, because you don't have a huge overhead.
Well, we don't have a huge overhead, and we want to turn inventory and want to keep people happy. A car buying experience should be a really happy time in your life. It's, cars are emotional. People love cars. And I don't care if you're, a man or a woman, and there's different types and different likes. Women like a safe car and a reliable car. Men are a little, flashy and certain things, but it shouldn't be a painful experience. You should walk out of there feeling, wow, this is great. And that's what we have. We have
Don't you have something that's it's called a 3P or?
The PPP program.
PPP.
It's Painless Purchase Program.
Right, and you live by it.
Yeah, We make sure we get the timer out. Because if I say something, I want to make sure we back it up. But the minute you decide on the car you like, and we see your trade, you'll be out the door within 30 minutes.
That's pretty special. When you think about it, that's a rarity, because one of the things I can't stand about car buying, and I don't know if any of you listeners out there can relate, but it's really a tough situation to go there, and really you spend 3, 4 hours, 5 hours. You meet the salesperson, then after I meet the salesperson, I go to the manager, and then after I meet the manager, I go to the finance department, and then they're doing this, and it's doing this, and it's this, and it's just, it doesn't have to be that complicated.
Right. Well, and it's funny because we usually do it reversal. A lot of times you go to a dealer, you sit there for all day, you get a price, and they're like, we can't go any lower. You leave the dealership, an hour later, they call you with a lower number. So when people leave us, which doesn't happen often, but when they do leave, they call back and they say, hey, did the number change? And I go, yeah, it was so low, it's going up 100. So we kind of reverse role play.
You're like,
there.
well, you should know a good deal. No. So it's a different way of thinking, I think, because a lot of times, I know we had somebody that bought a car last week that was on our program, and he said that when he walked in to a dealership, he felt like it was him and the dealer. Like there was a divide, there was a wall there, right? It was like, how can I get as much money from this guy as possible? Whereas when he came to Country Club Autos to buy a car, he found what he was looking for, and the price was right, and there was a genuine concern for the customer, not just what can I get from the customer.
Right.
And so in so doing, that same gentleman, has now recommended 2 other people in a week to come to your dealership
Yep.
to buy cars.
Yep.
And so, I mean, a bigger testimony than that, I don't know if you can receive, because that's quite a huge compliment. So I commend you for that.
We're very blessed.
We have a caller, and Robin is on the phone right now, and she has been extremely patient for us. So, Robin, can you hear us? You're on the air.
I can, thank you.
Hi, Robin. How are you? This is Sabrina, and you're with Stephen Muschlitz.
Hey, Robin.
Hi, Sabrina. Hi, Stephen.
Hi.
This wouldn't happen to be the Robin that was in this week, was it?
It is.
I thought I knew that voice.
Share a little experience.
Well, tell us about your experience at the Country Club Autos.
It was awesome. I had seen Steve give away a couple of vehicles to people in need in the community. So I decided to stop by the dealership and just see what they had available, and I wound up purchasing a car there.
Isn't that awesome? So
Thank you.
That's a really interesting connection, because I think a lot of people are not used to people that are giving cars away. Most of the time you have to buy a car. So what I love about Country Club Autos, and you just mentioned it, Robin, thank you so much, is that there is a component that is the charitable component, which they're completely separate, but because Steve, being the owner, had started seeing so many women have that divide, we were just talking about a divide, and you mentioned that. How was it like to see a car giveaway for you?
It was amazing. I saw one young a mom that was a single mom, working full-time, struggling to make ends meet, and I saw him hand her the keys to a car, and it was actually a very nice, clean car that any of us would be proud to drive, and she was so ecstatic. It was a beautiful thing to witness and
tearjerker. Yeah.
And you think about buying a car and dealing with dealerships and car salesmen, and you think it's a hassle, or that somebody's going to try to get something over you or something, and here you see this person doing this really kind, charitable thing in the community. You want to do business with them. And then I went in and I bought a car, and it was actually very simple. It wasn't a hassle at all. It was super easy and convenient and pretty quick.
Wow, well, that's great, Steve. There you go.
Well, thank you. I mean, Robin, thank you for being
Better
a customer.
testimony than that.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you can get.
No, not at all.
It was a pleasant experience, and I commend you. So thank you so much, and thank you for what you do with Wheels from the Heart.
Amen. Thank you so much, Robin. Have a great night.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Robin.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for calling. Well, Steve,
Wow.
do you need, seriously, I think that if anybody out there is listening, my name is Sabrina Barnett. I'm with Stephen Muschlitz from wheelsfromtheheart.org. You can go to the website, wheelsfromtheheart.org, if you want to donate $1, $1,000 to sponsor a family. If there's anybody out there that's driving and you own any sort of business, attorneys, doctors, we would be more than happy to work with you alongside of you. We could sponsor a family, or you can donate $1. And if there's any
And
cars,
for $1 million, we'll give you naming rights to XYZ Wheels
we'll
from
name
the
a
Heart.
building after
Exactly.
you too, like the hospitals do. But it's really it's nice because you get these callers in that are actually so happy to buy a car, and I have to tell you that it's not a pleasant experience for a lot of people, as you very well know.
Right. Well, and again, it's in my eyes, like, I'm in the business because it's an opportunity for me to serve. It's not an opportunity for me to take. Although I need to make money, and it's funny because sometimes my accountant calls me and says, "What are you doing, giving away cars?" And he's talking about the profitable cars because he looks at the prices and stuff, and so he gives me a hard time. But we're all in this race together, and everybody buys and needs cars. And my whole point is, I learned as a young age that I can always sell you one time, but can I sell you again? Or will I, be able to work with you again? If I don't do what I say or deliver what I say I'm going to deliver, you'll never come back again. I can tell you, hey, this car is going to fly you to the moon and back. You're going to leave. I'll never see you again. Not to mention how many other people you're going to tell. But if I sell you a car and I tell you what it does and it does what it does, then you're going to be happy and you're going to tell other people. And that's how I built my
That
business.
is key. I mean, referral is amazing. And so if there's anybody out there, again, that is listening to our program, it is about getting a great deal, painless purchase program, which is PPP.
Right. We also offer a really neat program. It's a consignment program. A lot of times people obviously want more for their car. And a lot of times we can only pay a certain amount, but we've sold clients cars. They've gone to XY dealer and a dealer said, this is what we'll give you. And we end up getting them $5,000 to $8,000 more than, what they would have gotten from that trade-in. And then we have
you
a
just
customer
reminded
for life.
me. That's right. You have a customer for life. They tell their friends, which is the best referral. And you sell cars all over the country. So people listening all over the country, you can buy a car and have it shipped.
Yeah, we actually shipped. We had an old Land Rover Discovery and really, really nice truck, and a guy from Alaska bought it, and
that's
he
great.
flew in from Alaska and picked her up and drove to Texas, where his family's from, and then he shipped it up to Alaska. So
Great road trip.
Yeah, that was one of the farther points.
Sure. Well, I think it's awesome, Steve, what you're doing again. I know that you have a lot of new model cars, right? I know
Sure.
you've got a blue What's that Jaguar that you have?
It's
If
an
anybody wants a
XKRS.
really, really great car,
This is a statement car.
tell us about this car, because this is a fun car. It's unique.
It's called French Blue. It's a 2013 XKRS supercharged. They only made 300 of them in the coupe. Maybe 15 to 20 of them were in the French Blue. So it is just a looker. I mean, this car, it's got 9,000 miles, and it's got a 100,000-mile warranty attached to it,
Does
and
it?
warranty
Wow.
in 2019.
It just looks like, I mean, I know cars a little bit. I see Jags, I've seen Maseratis, Ferraris, but this one, you can't tell what it is. It's a really special looking car.
Very unique.
So again, what is it? It's a 2013
13 Jaguar XKRS supercharged.
A sticker price on something like that, brand new, would have
With
been?
the extended warranty is $79,000, and that again is a 4 more years of warranty and up to 100,000 miles.
And if I wanted to buy that car brand new,
About 138.
so what a huge savings,
Oh,
right? We're talking
$58,000. So
$58,000.
I make this to my clients. I say, hey,
That's why your clients love you so much.
I say, imagine this, you go buy a car, I go drive it for 9,000 miles, brand new, and then I come over to your house and dump $58,000 on your living room table. You okay with that?
Sure.
And they're like, yeah.
Well, you've
So-
also got a Range Rover. I know you've got a 2003 Range Rover for like $14,000
Yeah.
with 80,000 miles
like
on it.
brand new, yeah.
The tires are brand new.
We have an 01
Gorgeous
Porsche Turbo
01,
956
that's right.
with 12,000 miles, 69 Mach 1. I just got in a CLA Mercedes 2014 with 3,000 miles. We have a Maserati with 48.
Oh, wait, that Mercedes,
13.
I've seen it. It looks brand new.
Yep.
That car is absolutely stunning, and it's a Bullet, right? It's a rocket.
nice little car, and it's got all the options with 4,000 miles,
So what would
It's about $10,000 off the sticker.
That's what I was going to say. So if people want to do a smart buy, countryclubautos.com, countryclubautos.com, you could go to the website, and all these cars are live, right?
And we'll buy cars, whatever you have to sell. We're looking, we're always looking for inventory that will meet our customers, high standards. We're always looking to pick up pieces like that. So
You've
there's a
got
lot of
max
ways.
deals for the wheels. So if I say take my car to, where would I be taking my car? I know,
You can take, there's CarMax, there's other
Okay.
dealers that offer the same thing. So a lot of times you'll take your thing and they'll bring it. I mean, I've seen us pay up to $3,500 for a car, more than a CarMax offer.
Wow.
And you know what? I easily could have said, I'll give you 500. People take that. We just want to do the right thing,
yes.
because it lays an impression.
Yeah, it
And,
does.
I'm here for the long run.
Well, I think that it's really important because, when you go through buying a car, it is a painful process. I mean, everybody really can't stand buying a car. And the good thing is we all have to buy a car. So if you're going to buy a car, you might as well buy a car from a dealer that is not going to take a lot of money on top of the price of the car and give you a solid car.
20 years ago it was somewhat different because you didn't really have an educated consumer. It really played on your emotions 100%. But you know what? For me to tell somebody what they know is insulting.
Right.
People come in with a plethora of knowledge, sometimes know more than me.
Right.
And, to sit there and try to tuck and twist around and manipulate them into something that I look a fool.
Well, also, I think that it's not the greed game, and I think that's why the customer that bought from you last week was actually on the show last week, because the day he bought the car, he came on the show and said, I felt like Country Club Autos was actually helping me in my decision.
Yeah.
And actually saved me thousands of dollars. So
And this
who's
is a
not gonna
young
want
kid. You
that?
can look at it like a deer in headlights, or you can look at it that an opportunity to have a client for the rest of your life. And
Well-
the kid was, he's 20 some years old, so he's going to buy how many more cars for himself, his future wife, his kids, and we want to be that guy.
Right.
Yeah,
you
not a
wanna
one
make
and
that-
done.
Sure. And if there are any college students out there listening, come on in and see us, because
We have
there's some
special
great
programs for college kids. We have special programs for single moms. As there are a lot of single moms that they need a car and they have the money, but they don't have a lot of money, or they have a certain circumstance. We have special programs that we'll tailor around them because we want to help. We want to be
Sure.
part of the community.
Sure. Again, the number for Country Club Autos is, Steve, why don't you give them the number for
561-997-5789. That's 561-997-5789.
So if anybody's interested in calling, getting a great deal on a set of wheels and a great deal for their trade-in, that's a win-win situation for you.
And going back to wheels is kind of interesting. Working this event and we're talking, and there's so many people out there, and they don't. Oh, I just donated a car, man. I wish I would have known about you guys. And I'm like, well, I'm sure it went to a worthy cause. And but the difference with us is our car is an actual gift, and by the terms and the definition by the IRS, a gift is fully tax deductible. When you give your car to another organization, you're given a $500 when you pick it up. You get a tax write-off for $500, and then they notify you and say, "Hey, we have sold for $1,000," so you get another $500. With us, we can find the greatest Kelley Blue Book value in the country, and the guy could be actually a lunatic trying to sell his car for way more than it is. But if I print that out and show that with the documentation, that's what you'll get your full, your tax write-off for.
Absolutely.
So, and not to mention, the car goes to a family. How beautiful is
Well, you
that to
help
give a
sponsor
family a
family.
lift up? The kids are going to flourish. They're going to do better things.
Sure.
They have better opportunities. You now have opened so many doors for the rest of their lives. We usually say the car's a 5-year turnaround.
So again, I want to thank you so much. Wheelsfromtheheart.org. My name is Sabrina Barnett. The call-in number for Wheels from the Heart is 844-GIVE-WHEELS if anybody's interested in donating. And Country Club Autos is a place to buy your car, get great deals for max deals for your wheels. Sabrina Barnett, thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Please help strong single mothers. Give strength and a voice to the voiceless. Many moms suffer from being sick, still working at times 2 jobs. Others are fighting poverty, anxiety, or maybe running from abusive relationships. A car helps give opportunities to grow mentally, socially, and physically. Children have a better chance to develop skills that provide a bright future. Invest in lives. Create opportunities for better employment, education, freedom to spend more time raising their children. By donating a car or funding to buy a car, you open doors to a new beginning for a whole family. On average, a mom spends 3 or 4 hours a day with public transportation. Kids spend up to 13 hours a day away from their working moms. Motherhood equals love, which unfortunately many kids are deprived of. Single mothers need your support. Alone we can do so little, together so much. We all know a single mom. Sponsor a mom to get a car. When you donate your car, you can get a full Blue Book tax credit. Wheels from the Heart provides free and easy car pickups nationwide. All cash donations are appreciated. Bless a working single mom today.
You have been listening to the Wheels from the Heart Show with your host, Sabrina Barnett. Join us next week at 5:30 on AM 1470 WNN. Want to donate and maybe be on the show? Sabrina loves meeting people. Find out how you could meet Sabrina and be part of our show. Give and share your compelling stories. Single moms need your help. Sabrina invites you to see the show on our website. See you next week. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program